Interview with Agent and former principal of SCP-26. Thank you for your time, Mr. Not at all. If there's one thing I have plenty of these days, it's time. So, let's get down to business. You were a principal of...
Redacted.
Back in...
Redacted.
Is that correct? Yes, that's right. What can you tell us about that? Well, you've heard the stories, I'm sure. Folks say it was haunted. I don't know about that, but things did seem strange towards the end. Tell me about them. Let's see, there were the stairs, of course. You've heard about that, right? People could count 15 coming up and 16 coming back down. I'm sure there was some trick to it, like an optical illusion, but I never could figure it out. And we had a history book that turned up completely blank. I suppose these seem rather tame, but you know how it is, little things add up. People tell stories. Tell me about the dreams. The dreams? Oh, yes. People were complaining about nightmares. Mostly students, but a few of the staff as well. It was always about school never ending. We joked about it at first, but more people talked about it. I didn't put much credence into it, but, well, when we found the blueprints didn't match up with the school, it seemed easier just to move to a new building. The schoolhouse was old anyway, and we wanted a fresh start. And just like that, things seemed to settle back to normal. I see. Is there anything else you'd like to add? It's not really much, but maybe you'll make a nice footnote in that book you're writing. I still sometimes have dreams about being in my office, back at the old schoolhouse. Sometimes I'm doing paperwork, sometimes I'm talking to someone, but it's always back behind the desk, just like old times. But gradually I notice something's a bit off. The bell's ringing, but I don't hear anyone in the hallway. No students hurrying in and out of the classroom, no chatter, no footsteps, nothing but the bell. And it doesn't stop. The crazy thing is I never notice it's a dream until then. I've been retired for 10 years, but until I notice the bell, I think everything's normal. Crazy, isn't it? I think it's very interesting. Thank you very much. If you think of anything else, don't hesitate to give me a call. Oh, anytime. Please, have a seat.
Thank you.
Let's get down to business. I understand you're requesting a transfer out of fieldwork. Would you like to talk about that?
I'd rather not.
It's your choice. However, I can't approve a transfer without reason.
Look, You've seen my record. You know I worked on 26, right?
I've read the report.
I was there the first time we took one of the sleepers out. A lot of them were adults when they disappeared, but they're kids again when we find them. So I see this 16-year-old boy just kind of shrivel away. I had nightmares that night.
You're supposed to report any unusual dreams after contacting a potentially mind-altering phenomenon.
It hadn't been declared a mind screw yet. We just thought it was weird space stuff. We were just watching it until the picnickers got there. And it was a shock, you know? We weren't expecting anything like that. Anyway, I got over it quick enough. I'd seen worse. Once had a guy melt while I was holding on to him.
I see. What happened next?
Nothing for a while. I went in a couple times, but didn't see anything too weird. But, look, I know I should have reported it, but one of my buddies had just been disappeared after getting touched by some weird skip, and I didn't want it to happen to me.
You were affected by an SCP?
Yeah. It was a week later. I was dozing in the back of a van, and I started dreaming.
Can you describe this dream?
Just like the others. You've read the reports, right?
Pretend that I haven't. For the record, Agent Walker.
Alright. I'm in a classroom. It's just like one of the ones in 26, but new, not falling apart. I knew the teacher's name. I knew who was sitting by me, even though I'd never seen most of them before. The bell started ringing, but no one moved. I raised my hand, but the teacher didn't notice. Finally, I tried to leave, but the door wouldn't open. Then I noticed something strange with my hand. It had color. Everything else was in black and white, but I felt like I was the one who was wrong, out of place. That's when I woke up. The van was leaving. No one else noticed I'd been asleep.
And you didn't think to report this?
Like I said, I was scared, and this was before they found Malik. I figured it was just another nightmare, nothing weird. And after Malik had his dream, well, they didn't do anything with him, so I figured it wasn't a big deal.
He was put on observation. You should have been as well, for your own safety and for the safety of others.
You paper pushers think it's all so easy, don't you? Sitting behind a desk all day, you don't know what it's like. Well, things aren't so clear out there. Not when you're the one hunting talking cats in a sewer, or waiting to see if you're the one who's not going to come back this time. Anyway, it wasn't until later that we connected the dreams with the sleepers. Not until they found those Class Ds on the second floor. Still, I thought I might be okay. I wasn't actually inside 26 when I dreamed. I wasn't sure until the dreams started.
You're having reoccurrences?
Yeah, they started 6 months ago. It's the same dream, but each time it takes me a little longer to notice it isn't real. And when I look at my hands, they're a little more gray.